Hello fellows, Lagoon here, and have you ever felt like a game was meant specifically for you? Like the developers read your mind and made a product that is everything that you could have ever possibly wanted? That game for me is Ooblets. Ooblets is a life sim game developed by Glumberland, which is a two-person team. This game recently released under early access for PC and Xbox One. While I didn't really follow the game's development for a while, what I saw looked absolutely adorable! When I heard it was coming out for Xbox One, I decided to finally dust off that console and buy it day one. I hadn't used my Xbox for like 60 years, so it was nice to have a reason to boot it up again. Since the game is in early access, meaning that the game is not finished but you can play what is there and support the dev team, I am not going to make a full review on it, at least for the time being. I have a few hours in the game so far, and I can tell there's a lot that I have yet to experience. I'm just going to talk about my first impressions and overall thoughts on what I have played so far. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Our journey begins on a boat ride. We sailed away from our hometown for a multitude of reasons, most notably being that there weren't even any Ooblets. We dock at the small community of Badgetown. The mayor then greets us, we tell her that we have no money, and she questions our hometown for not even having Ooblets. We strike a deal, allowing us to live there for free as long as we help the town become a little less bad, and are tasked with picking a club to join. In Badgetown, there are a few Ooblet clubs that we can join, each focusing on a unique theme. I thought that this was going to be a tough decision, until I saw this dude dressed like a freaking astronaut. His group is called the Mimpins. They specialize in being socially awkward and making cool sciencey stuff. And look at the starter Ooblet they give you. How can I say no to this chibi robo-looking fella? With our club picked, we are then introduced to one of the main mechanics of the game. Turn-based battling. I'm ready to absolutely destroy whatever poor creature stands in my way. Okay, little robo-buddy, decimate him! With the power of dancing. For some unexplained reason, Ooblets settle all conflicts through dance-offs. How do we win these dance-offs? By moving, grooving, and playing Magic the Freaking Gathering. Every turn you have a certain amount of beats. Different types of moves require different amounts of beats. Instead of using these moves to beat the crap out of the opponents, we use them to gain points. Enemies have different point goals that we have to reach before they do. This may sound simple, well it is, but there's actually a good bit of strategy here. We can use dances to gain points, steal points from and give status effects to the other team, and build hype, which makes our moves more effective. Ooblets have their own signature moves as well, so your team composition is important to think about. Through battling, we can level up our little fellas, and convince others to give us seeds. More on that mechanic later. After winning our first battle, we are introduced to the next big mechanic of the game. Farming. Now, this game is not only a monster collection RPG, it is also a farming life sim. This farming feels like a smoother version of Stardew Valley. You can enter farming mode, which lets you select spaces on a grid to perform actions like planting seeds and such. It is your typical farming system. Water the crops, make sure the weeds don't kill them, and all that stuff. We can buy seeds from the gardening store and sell our fully grown crops for money. But how does this relate to the Ooblets? Remember those seeds I mentioned earlier? If we plant the seeds that we get by winning dance battles against wild Ooblets, we can grow our very own. Instead of capturing them or convincing them to join our team,
we bear their children through the means of agriculture.
We get more items through the farming that can be used to challenge wild Ooblets to dance battles, get seeds to grow our own Ooblets, and then use those Ooblets to do better in dance battles and operate things around the farm. These two mechanics work in perfect synergy, so you're encouraged to engage with both to help out the other. It is this great synergy that makes the game so enjoyable. A farming game with monster collection RPG elements. Sounds neat, huh? Seems like there's a lot going for this game, right? Well, that's just the beginning. This game isn't just a farming game with monster collection and RPG elements, it's also a social simulator. The world of Ooblets has lots of really fun characters with distinct personalities. The writing is absolutely phenomenal to boot. Numbers are infinite, and yet there aren't enough to count how many times the simplest character interaction has left me charmed, entertained, and invested in the world. I have laughed out loud so much playing this game. How they could pull off great game mechanics that go hand in hand and some of the funniest writing I have seen is beyond me. Oh, you thought that was it, huh? You thought the game was just going to be a farming game, social simulator, life sim with monster collection and turn-based battles. You humor me so much. Of course there's still more. This game, along with all that good stuff I mentioned, has resource collecting and crafting too, which, like you probably guessed, goes hand in hand with the other mechanics perfectly. You need to collect things to craft items that help out around the farm. Some of these items make the farming process more efficient, and some allow you to obtain more Ooblets. You need to clean up your farm to get materials, which then can be turned into things that let you get more ooblets and make farming for crops and ooblets take less effort. Now, I think that covers everything. Nope! Yoink! Fooled ya! There's more! This game also has a lot of quests to do to help build up the town, unlock more features, and assist the townsfolk. Helping the people around you and doing quests gets you money and wishing stars. And what can you do with these? Get upgrades for the farm, introduce more ooblets into the town, buy more seeds to get crops. Every gosh darn mechanic in this game is set up to get you to engage with everything the game has to offer. And to top all of that off, it is so darn cute! Just look at these fellows dancing. Just look at this town. Look at this beach. Look at these crops. Look at this mare. Listen to this music. Okay, Logan. Deep breaths. In and out. Remember what your life coach told you. Don't get too worked up over ooblets. In and out. Well, I think that about covers it. I would go over my problems with the game, but to be completely honest, I don't think I really have any. There are a multitude of glitches, but that can be excused due to the game's early access status. The bugs are either really funny or not that big of a deal. One time I got soft-locked in a dance battle, but the game autosaves so frequently that I was only set back a few seconds. This game is truly something special. Probably one of my favorite games from this year so far. If any of you are even slightly curious about it, I really recommend that you check it out. It is satisfying, addicting, charming, and most important of all, so freaking cute!